What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notification, leave a giant thumbs up if you want to see more content like this. Otherwise, let's move on with today's episode. So obviously, we are going to be looking at a couple of things. As you guys saw the title, is this accumulation phase that I said we were in coming to an end? Are we entering a bull phase? Our bullish, uptrend now. It's definitely some interesting stuff we're going to have to talk about in today's video. Definitely an important video. Definitely one I wouldn't, skip through. I wouldn't watch like 5 minutes and stop. I'd probably recommend watching this one all the way to the end because there is a lot of important news I highly recommend you listen to and look at. So otherwise, let's get on with today's episode. Just to start it off like we always do, we're looking at this market cap, guys. And as you guys can see, we have a market cap of 218 billion, 24-hour volume of 15.2, and then a Bitcoin dominance of 51.2. So we're definitely up, market cap is up. 218, we're moving up. We're higher than we were yesterday. 24-hour volume is higher than yesterday, and our Bitcoin dominance at 51.2% is lower than yesterday. So we are seeing Bitcoin's dominance in the market get lower. We're seeing altcoins rise, and we're seeing the market as a whole rise. So let's look at the top 10 coins and see how that reflects what I just said. So as you guys can see, Bitcoin 0.37% up, 64.50. So we are seeing a slight increase compared to yesterday, attempting to break through that $6,500 mark we had. But what I really want to focus on is if you look at Litecoin at 55.29. So as I said in yesterday's video, we were bound to break $55, and there we go. There you have it. We have finally broken that barrier, so that is huge news. Another thing to look at is XRP at 54 cents, up 10% on the day. If you guys remember yesterday's video, I discussed the fact that we were going to be breaking up. We were due to break. We were in an ascending triangle. We were bound to make a move. Hopefully you guys took advantage of that because I did call it. That was a coin to watch, and that broke upwards in a bullish move, so that is definitely an important thing. Ethereum is now at 217, up 4%. Bitcoin Cash is still up. We've talked about that in the past, now up 12.2%. Definitely seems like we're out of this accumulation phase. For those of you who are new and don't understand what that is, basically we're in a bearish phase since the end of December of 2017 all the way down. You guys saw we were in a descending market. Basically, bears were winning. They kept tanking the price, and we retraced back down to our neutral starting point. Thing to look at is now it seems like we're out of that, and we're kind of flatlined. So we did break that descending triangle on the weekly, and we're trading out sideways now, what I would call an accumulation phase. A bullish phase is obviously, are we headed up? So accumulation was in the middle, trading sideways. Are we now currently entering that bullish phase? Something we're going to have to look at. So as I'd like to point out, if I just move back slowly, I do want to show you guys what it was that I was referring to. I'm just going to jump over to the weekly. Hopefully nobody butts heads with me with this. But basically, we were in some sort of downtrend. Zooming out really quick so we can all get a better look. Then I'll move on to the 4-hour that we were looking at. So there's different ways you could draw this triangle. And if you've been on my channel watching me, you've known I've changed this around a couple of times because it's been hard to map out. But basically, what I was referring to is you can see right here that we were in some sort of downtrend. And this is what I would call the bearish phase that we were in. The accumulation phase is this sideways momentum right here, this neutral, no volume market, sideways trading. We're not really seeing any lows. We're not really seeing any highs, just sideways movement. And now you can see there seems like there's been some sort of light injection into the market of bullish movement. So you can see these candles here are starting to be green. We're breaking out of that downtrend. It seems like we're entering a more bullish move, and it looks like we're headed up to our high-low MMA on the weekly, which is around $70. So definitely anticipate a $70 run. Moving back out though to the 4-hour like we were previously on, I do want to just zoom in so we can get a better look. One thing to note is we are overbought right now. As you guys can see on the relative strength index, overbought is an issue currently, so we may see some sort of retracement. But what I really want you guys to focus on is the fact that we were in some sort of ascending triangle. We broke bullish, as you saw yesterday. We retraced all the way above $55, almost $56, and then we pulled back down. We corrected back down to a support. As you guys can see, we were overbought. We pulled back down, and then we are heading back up. We found some sort of support right at $53, and it seems like we are back above 55, like I called. We're definitely headed for this purple band that I drew right here. That is our resistance at the moment, and it's a very strong one at that. So you can see how we've tested it in the past, and we're currently testing it right now. So we are looking for a nice move above that, but it seems like we are starting some sort of uptrend. I was anticipating some consolidation trading out sideways back down to this uptrend, but it seems like we're just taking off from here. And you can see the outcome of that is the fact that we're now overbought. So I am looking for some sort of consolidation, some movement back down sideways to around that $53 mark if we do pull back down, but definitely staying above $50 at best. My all-time low would be back down to our high-low MMA at around $51, but definitely holding this support, holding this white band here. We're definitely moving up, so I think this is a really good opportunity. Hopefully you guys bought at lows below $50. 47 was a steal. Hopefully you guys snagged that up. We're almost, literally, if you bought at 47, we're almost about to hit 57, and that's $10 per coin you would have made. That is a pretty hefty profit if you bought bulk, if you bought a decent amount. Moving on to Bitcoin, as you guys can see, very interesting play. We talked about this yesterday, so very important. As you guys can note, I did draw on an uptrend. We had some sort of uptrend forming. I apologize for all those pop-ups, but as you guys can see, there was some sort of uptrend that was on this market, and it was a very interesting one at that. You can see how we were using this as a support for the longest time. You can see right here using it as a support for an even longer time on the 4-hour. You can see really battling not only that high-low MMA for resistance, but we used support right here and pushed us up and eventually broke bearish from that. We could not hold on for a long time, and it seems like we have now currently corrected back up, and guess what? We're now using it as a resistance. Obviously, something to pay attention to. You can see support right here. You can see the resistance right here. We broke bearish, fell down, corrected slightly because we were overbought on the 4-hour relative strength index, pulled back down, bounced off support right here at 63.68, and are now retesting once again our uptrend. So what I'm really looking for is for us to get above this and use this now as a support as we slowly climb up in what I believe is a potentially bullish market, but definitely buys down below 6,500, near that $6,200 area were definitely good opportunities to buy into this. Pretty much when we were oversold, you can see that's a good time. And, we aren't necessarily in overbought position yet, but we're definitely heading there if we continue at this rate. So consolidation, trading sideways is definitely needed for Bitcoin at this current moment. As you guys can see, not only do we have a downtrend on Ethereum on its daily, you can see right here we have resistance, some sort of symmetrical triangle that was forming. Like I said, I'm going to move this onto the 4-hour so you can get a better picture as to what lines I have drawn. And you can see right here, hopefully, a very clear support right here at the bottom and a very clear resistance right there. You can see we broke bullish, retraced back down to support following Bitcoin's path, and now we're taking off. We're moving up at a very vigorous rate. We're not yet overbought. You can see we were prior and then we did retrace back down, but we're now currently higher than our all-time high, our previous high in the market on the 4th, so 2 days ago. We're currently above that, so we're definitely looking good. The issue is we are overbought right now, so a slight pullback on the 4-hour scale is definitely possible. A short-term pullback is definitely needed almost. And lastly, to wrap things up with today's episode, as you guys can see, XRP, one of the talked coins that a lot of you guys are either pro or against. We don't really have some common ground, but it is something that is important to cover at this current time. You can see that we had some sort of ascending triangle forming. And honestly, what I'm going to do is extend this out even farther. there because there's an interesting thing happening right now. So here you guys go. We have a bigger ascending triangle forming. So not only do you see the resistance at around 57 or 0.578, 58 cents, 57 cents on XRP, you can see it's a double top right here that we had, and that's why we fell. That is the reason for this resistance, this downtrend, because of this double top here. You can see we currently found some sort of support. That's why we're using 0.38 cents, and then you just drew it up from here, and you can see how we're now playing support right here. We had a test of 0.43, we had a test of 0.45, if not 0.46, and what I've been calling throughout this time was basically we needed to consolidate further and retest this support right here, and eventually we'll move up. And as you guys can see, we broke bullish fairly well. We were trapped inside our high-low MMA. We broke bullish on the daily and shot all the way up to 57 cents. Beautiful, beautiful. You can see it's still acting as a resistance. So honestly, hopefully what you guys are able to infer from this is that we pull back down potentially like this, funnel into here, and then break bullish out of there. So definitely would take profits out now if you guys bought Ripple. Wait till we pull back down, touch this line anytime soon, and then potentially buy in and wait for the breakout. Otherwise, I would sell off a position right here and then just wait for this breakout, to form. I did not mean to do that. Let me get rid of this line real quick. Basically, wait for the breakout or the breakdown to happen. So we're looking for consolidation right now. We're looking for a pullback to yellow, consolidation in here, and then a potential reversal, and then we fall, or a bullish breakout and we move up. Obviously wait for whether or not we break this white band right here and cash profits, or we break here, and short it or buy in at a better position down here. But otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.